Good evening, I'm John Lawrence. Welcome to Centre Bounce, coming to you from our major sponsors, 722 Paul Road, Beverley.
Best Mitchell's in the house, mate.
Best Mitchell's in the house, I agree with that.
I agree, yes.
The gentleman to my right is Darcy Evans. He's my guest for tonight. Darcy and I go back 20 odd years, actually longer. So we thank our three major sponsors, which are 722, Bella Vita Pizzeria and Spine Care Chiropractic, and Hayden will be coming up later on, not tonight, but in the next show. So tonight we're going to talk AFL, we're going to talk SANFL, we're going to take a look at the Adelaide Footy League, we're going to remind everyone about the Rec League Cup coming up this Saturday. As you know, we had Sean Kemp on the show a few weeks ago. That was a great interview. Darcy actually coached Sean at Flinders Park.
Indeed.
And my special guest, as I said, Darcy Evans. So we'll be back shortly and we're going to talk with Darcy. Back minute from 722.
Looking for a fun night out with friends? Want to enjoy a delicious meal with your family members or loved ones? Head on down to 722 Port Road, Beverley. Join us for happy hour every day. Check out the live sports action on the big screen or try your luck on one of our 40 gaming machines. Then settle in for a casual meal, including pizzas, burgers, pasta, or our famous steaks and schnitties. We've got great specials every day and we're open for lunch. 722 is also the perfect spot for meetings and functions, featuring AV equipment and customised catering. Drop in and see us at 722 Port Road, Beverley, or check us out online.
Welcome back. So we're going to have a chat with my good friend Darcy Evans.
Hey, John.
Good to see you, Darcy.
Likewise, mate.
Thanks.
Very nervous about this interview, John. I've known you for a long time, mate. I'm very nervous. I'm on this side now, rather. I'm on that side, but now I'm on this side.
Yeah, I know. Darcy does his own show as well. Give it a plug, mate. Give it a plug.
The Adelaide Footy Pub Talk we do. So we do all things amateur league. We promote amateur league because apparently it's a bit strange for some group out there at 30 Oval, so we promote it. But we do that every Monday night, upload on Thursday, just to do the rounds and obviously give it a bit of a plug. So
fantastic. We found the same thing with those at 30 Oval, that it was a bit strange us promoting the amateur league. But anyway, all right, Darcy, I'm going to give you some questions. Look out, you're
Should be nervous, John.
You should be nervous. I'm actually, your in-laws will be coming in here on a Monday night for dinner and I've been having a chat. So, see, I'm hoping up tonight. So, matey, when did it all begin for you, your footy journey?
My footy journey? Well, actually in 1973, John, at Banksy Park Primary School. I'm actually a teacher gully boy, or from Banksy Park. So, yeah. And then went to PAC, so played all the, obviously, junior high school football there to first 18, and then West Torrens.
Yep.
Then Flinders Park.
Was that before the merger, West Torrens?
That was before the merger, yeah, definitely. The true eagle, I say, but I don't say that anymore, boys, because it is the milk company now.
So. You're on the board.
That's right. So, no, and of course, Flinders Park Footy Club, where I met the great man next to me.
Yep. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, but it goes back a while. I played down there 6 years and then went back down and then played another 6 years.
You did?
So, mate, you have the repetition of playing, umpiring, coaching and serving on boards. What keeps you going?
Yeah, John, I just love it. I mean, it does become part of your life. I think you play the game and you love the game because your mates are out there, that camaraderie, that change room love that you have. Not love, but you throw take your mate and that sort of stuff and have a beer after the game. And then it gets to a stage where you get a bit old, John, and the numbers on their back and chase get smaller and smaller. So you okay, well that's the end for football. And then I still want to stay in the game. So I went umpired for 10 years, and how I was pretty friendly with umpires, John. I probably remember that. And then obviously then I'm back. I thought, well, I gave up umpiring. I thought, well, what can I do now? And obviously my in-laws, as we just mentioned before, they're life members at West Torrens, and I'd obviously played there many years ago, so I thought we'll get on the board, and here I am 6 years later. I love every minute of it. So it's just, and you've got to have obviously family around you. My wife Karen, as you know, she loves football. My children love the football as well. She's a life member at Flinders Park, Karen as well. So
she should be.
Yeah, that's right. So it's all a family atmosphere as well.
So I won't dob anyone in, but Ian Thornton told me that your daughter goes better than you. I'd never dob Ian in. Good man, Ian Thornton.
No, but
he'll love that.
He would. Ian Thornton would. It was just one of those times where I think we heard Williams, the Crows player, the female Crows player. Is it Williams? Phillips, sorry.
Phillips.
Yeah, so she obviously, her dad said, what is it like having daughters? They'll never be able to play football, but blow me down. Now we've got women's football, it's growing like there, and my daughter Madison is at Flinders Park, and she's actually loving it. So it is. It's a new market, and they're loving it. So Madison loves it.
Good, that's good. Yeah, Aaron Phillips, I remember when back in the days working with Ron Hill, you know, Rod?
Yes.
And Henley, when Rod and I played good cop, bad cop. Erin was playing for Westlake's under 15s, and she went on right back then.
No, she did. That was,
she was just a natural athlete.
and she was best and fairest when she was playing with the boys. So
yeah, sure.
It's great that they have a females league now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I love it. I actually went to the SANFL Grand Final after my beloved Tigers smashed forward. My partner Margaret came with me and it absolutely bucketed down, but it was great. It was good to see that.
Yeah.
All right, mate, next one. So we played together at Flinders Park, as everyone said.
Great band.
I rucked, you rode.
Ruck rover. But no, we called ourselves the best ruck roving combination. We only said that. It was Lawrence to Evans. Evans the left boot down to the full forward line, and
in our eyes we were. No one else agrees with that. We did.
We did very well.
And we had a lot of fun.
Combination.
We had a lot of fun. We drank a lot of alcohol.
That bar should have taken over very nice.
I shouldn't say.
The alcohol responsibility, the blood.
Absolutely, drink responsibly, yeah. But you're an ex-PAC boy, so was the lure of the old scholars ever an attraction for you?
Well, it was, John. Funny you say that because I did actually play for PAC the year I left West Torrens. So I went out there for 1 year, don't really know that. So I went out there, obviously, mates and the school. And look, the issue was that, John, that they didn't have club rooms to go back to. So we trained on that Park 9, which is across the road from old Channel 10. And when they finish training Thursday night, they just go home. And then even on Saturday night, they go back to a hotel. So those 2 nights I was actually going down to Flinders Park anyway, because all my mates were down there. So I thought, and then obviously after 12 months, I'm not really connecting, because obviously everyone went home and doing their different ways, but I went to Flinders Park and a few of the boys had a chat, had come out, history's ever since.
I must admit, when I first left Flinders Park on my way back to Henley, I went to CBC for half a year, and great club, great
people. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, didn't you? Yeah, great club, great people. But I struggled with that. Like training, then going back to a hotel Thursday night, and then back to a hotel Saturday, and then Sunday morning training, because I still played the B grade out there. They only had the 2 sides though. And I did struggle with that concept of not having a club, having been brought up at Henley and Flinders Park, where it was.
You train, you go in the club room straight after. Yep, absolutely.
Play, have a drink with the opposition players, and away game, and be back home.
I did like that camaraderie of it. So it's, I was not saying taking one against PAC, but I think just that camaraderie and mateship's a bit closer there. And look, they were in Flinders Park, very successful club as well, and loved every minute of it.
PAC are doing really, really well.
They are in Div 1 now. They certainly are.
Yep. So you recently attended the 150th year celebration. I saw that on Facebook.
You do your research well, Johnny, I'll tell you.
It looked like it was a great night.
It was.
Who were some of the people that you went to school with that are luminaries now?
Yeah, so in my year, we had Craig Kelly, that went up playing for Collingwood in the grand final, and Rodney Maynard,
Craig Kelly's son now.
He did, yes. Rodney Maynard.
He coached against Rodney in the Mallee League. Good bloke. Great bloke.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was coaching Lamaroo, I was coaching Peak, and he'd do anything for that league.
Absolutely.
He'd play, have a few beers and still run home. Yeah, umpires.
Yeah.
Umpires now. Great man.
Yeah.
Great man.
So there's Rodney Maynard, who played the Crows, and then there's Rob Veal that played at Sturt, well over 100 games at Sturt.
Yes.
I had a few players like the Russell boys, the Kim and Scott Russell, who played for Sturt. I think
Scott played.
They were Scott in the Collingwood, that grand final. Yeah. So those sort of players are in there, but not many others in my year that were very well known in the sporting world.
And great school. A lot of them are Norwood boys too.
Craig Kelly and Rodney Maynard were. Yeah. Tim Wicks as well, he's a Norwood boy.
Tim Wicks.
He was, and his lad is now at PAC Ozsports.
Okay, fantastic. So you work in finance, you're married to Karen, who you met at Flinders Park.
Small world.
You have 2 daughters, you run your own show, and I'm on the board of the Eagles in the SANFL. So what do you do for fun? When you get time?
I suppose, Johnny, everyone asks me, I said, that's my fun. I love going to the Eagles, I love watching the game, I love socialising there and getting involved, and then obviously I watch my daughters play netball on Saturdays, and Madison plays football on Saturday nights. It's just really, that is my fun. So I love it to death. Working, it's good when you work, you work hard, but then you go out and socialise and watch your daughters grow up, and because they're 21 and 19 now, so they're not getting any younger. So that is my life actually, and I love it. Love every minute of it.
Okay, so just on Karen, happy 50th for the other week, Karen.
Yes, last Friday.
Great to see romance not being dead. You actually took her to the Eagles bistro for how'd that go?
I had a few phone calls from a few of the husbands and boyfriends saying, "Das, would you stop setting that bar high? I mean, the higher you keep setting this bar to take your daughters to the Woody West Torrens Footy Club for a snooty and chips, we look silly." So, but mate, John, we're just going to take your wife and that for their 50th and have a snooty and chips for $15. So,
this is a very, very
you probably saw the comments on Facebook too. Oh, Darcy, you just
Well, I was disappointed about that because I mean, you did give her a Guernsey, and the Guernsey was cold. So, what's wrong with something? both my ex-wives would have thrown at that. That's still there. You knew one of them, didn't you?
Yes, I did the first one. Yes, please.
Yep. Alright, talking a bit serious, we're having a bit of fun, talking serious.
Yes, that's why I'm now worried now.
Yeah, the Mark Micken 24-hour ride over the front, he participated in that. Mark Micken, don't care what anyone says, legend of the sport,
Absolutely.
legend of AFL, legend of SANFL. How did that come about? I mean, I know you're on the board of the Eagles, and I know he coached at the Eagles.
Yeah, that was basically it. So I think, John, that's, as you know, being involved in sport and clubs, that when something like this does happen, all the clubs in football, whether it's netball, they all get together. They sport. I mean, on Saturday we're in enemies, no doubt about that. But once something like this happens, we all get together as a community and raise money for, like Mark Micken it was. So, and I think because he did coach at Eagles in early 90s, 94, 95, I think it was. We decided to put in a team, and then obviously there was West Adelaide, there's the Crows, I think Port Power did, and then there was obviously Parkinson's group put in. So there's about 10 teams, and so we put in a team, and he's got to be one of the nicest guys around, but he's just, it wasn't about him that 24 hours, it was about Parkinson's. That he kept saying that it's not about me, it's about raising awareness for Parkinson's. That's the sort of guy he is. He's just this mild-mannered, very softly spoken sort of guy. You'd think they'd expect that from a footballer, that he was the best and fairest winner of the Crows. To be this softly spoken guy, it's all about everyone else. And I think he had tears in your eyes, just seeing what he was and where he is. But no, we raised a lot of money, and it probably saw me a bit on the current affair. Yeah, so there was, because obviously I was next to, there was Wangley next to me, there was Andrew Jarman, and then there was Coach Wessington next to him. There's Sheedy was next to him.
So hang on. So Wangley and Jarman. So a couple of Brownlows, a couple of the
That's right.
And you.
And yeah, so I'm sort of riding, because it was an hour, I was on there an hour 20 because the people before me had to leave early. So, the media went to Sheedy, then they went to Jarman, then went to Wangley, and they started to walk away. So I said, hey, hang on guys, what about me? Don't you know who I am? So the good old Mark Micken said, hey, I love this bloke, so he can't really put an arm around me, the camera's got on me. So that's sort of, again, that's what sort of Mark is, but is I think a well-deserved and made the guy he was.
So just for the people that didn't see it, they set up a whole lot of exercise bikes at Adelaide.
Yes.
On a 24-hour.
Yep, that's right.
So how many hours did you actually ride?
So each rode for an hour. So everyone rode for an hour. So people got the graveyard shift between obviously midnight and 6 or 7 o'clock that morning. I got the 10 o'clock Friday, which is good. But 1 hour each. So we had board members with a lot of players on there, a lot of board members, players and other staff members. So and I think the same with the other clubs. So it's really. So it was hard work, but people say it was the hardest. Of course it was, but nothing like what Mark Micken's got at the moment.
So you've got to give credit to the excellent Adelaide player, Benny Collin, who renovated his house while he was in Melbourne.
He did, yes, I saw that.
Amazing. And hats off to West Adelaide Footy Club and people like Bernie doing all that for Mark Micken, because as I said earlier, he's a legend of the game. As a Glenelg supporter, I was really disappointed when he left Glenelg as a coach, because I thought he was on the right path, and I think Glenelg went backwards a little bit after that. And then he got his premiership with West Adelaide, which you'd be happy with, Mr. You've been a West Adelaide supporter.
Yeah.
All right.
But as I said, John, that's the beauty of football or any sporting community, that when someone's in trouble like that, you see it in country leagues, if someone has cancer, they all get together, they rally behind, regardless of what club they're in, and they really support each other. That's the best thing. We get involved in sport. Yep.
All right. So, given you coached Nick Pesh, and one of the Hollands was in that under 16 premiership.
Dutchy Holland he was. Yes, he was.
At Flinders Park. What's your favourite football moment?
Favourite football moment?
Apart from watching me,
Oh, there's a few. There's probably I played the IndyCar, obviously with PAC and St Peter's, which is a tradition between the two schools. But I played a lot of finals at Flinders Park. I coached in 2 finals myself. I took the team from bottom to top, knocked out straight sets. Coached the next year, finished top, knocked out straight sets. So that's my claim to fame in coaching. But it's still very enjoyable playing finals. But the best one was probably, you remember Wayne Macro, of course, playing his 300th game.
Yes.
So a few of us old blokes started to decide to stay on and play for a couple of years for Wayne. Obviously he's a legend of the club. He's very loyal to the club. He certainly keeps the bar tab ticking over as well. So
still nothing to change.
No, exactly. So we played this 300th game, and we thought, okay, let's get right behind. We were sitting 8th. We weren't having a good year, and then we were playing Goody Saints who were top. I think by the time we'd run out on that ground, no team was going to beat us. We played for Wayne Macro that day, and I tell you, it was one of the greatest games I've ever played in. The crowd was huge because of who Wayne Macra is as part of the club. And we won that day by 2 goals, and it was just a celebration of all, and just to be part of that. And like Chrissy White was standing with a guy that played league football like 4 weeks beforehand and killed him. So that was the sort of thing we did for that day for Wayne Macra. And he went on to play, only the 4th player to play 400 games too. Yeah. Brian Parker and a couple other players.
Good man, Eric.
Yeah, he
coached both of us.
He did.
Both of us
too.
In the CD grade. Fantastic. All right, so you're a passionate Carlton supporter as well as a passionate Eagles supporter. You would have been nice and happy Saturday.
Yes, indeed.
I was just thankful I was at Commonwealth to watch the beloved Tigers. Who's your favourite Eagles or Carlton player?
Carlton's, you can't take a Coonhan. I think as a leader, both as a player and a leader, I think I like the leaders as well as being a good player. Like he stepped up in the time to come. And the Eagles player, you say? Yeah. Look, Andrew Payes. He was a mate of mine back at Eagles, and he wanted bigger and better things for the Crows, etc. But Andrew Payes by a mile. Again, as a leader and what he gave back to the club, I think he was a club man through and through. He stayed loyal, but I think he had a chance to go interstate. He didn't. Stayed loyal and by far one of the best wingmen.
Played school footy against Coonhan. There was one difference. He had ability.
Yes.
And your all-time favourite player, by the sound of that, Payes?
Andrew Payes, absolutely.
And he's a good guy, Payes.
He's a great guy. I still catch up very regularly. He goes to football. Obviously, being an Eagles boy, he comes in and we had interviewed him last year, and he's a great guy.
Yeah. Go to a break. Sorry, Darren, we'll go to a break. And when we come back, we'll continue this journey. Fantastic, isn't it? Welcome back to 7:22. This is Bounce after our break, and still with Darcy. We've got a couple more questions to ask. Up and finished. Do you want to stay on to the show a minute or not?
Why not?
Fantastic.
My family's at my niece's birthday, the 6th birthday party, so I thought, why not?
Good one to avoid.
Yeah. So that'd be down there. I was about 50 down.
That'd be your sister's daughter.
Sorry?
That'd be your sister's daughter?
Karen's sister's.
Karen's sister.
Karen's sister's daughter's daughter.
Karen's sister.
Great niece.
A great niece. Okay. Which one of Karen's sisters?
Tracy.
Tracy. Tell Tracy I said hello.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, down as well. There's 100 of them. 8 sisters and 28 grandsons.
Can't keep up. Can't keep up. Okay, so you're on the panel that appointed Sam Laurie as the new Eagles coach, and he obviously is on the right path. You can see that with the way
no doubt. He's just one awesome coach. He's Michael Godden was absolutely brilliant. He's taken over. I think for a guy that's he's only young, he's only just out of the game from Essendon. Played a few games in Richmond, so he knows his stuff. And I think he's just getting a new game plan ready. Obviously, had a couple of losses, but I think the players are right behind him, and seriously, he's getting things going at the Eagles.
Given that there's 3 coaching jobs at the moment up for grabs in the AFL, and they'll do a clean out with their assistants.
Yeah.
How hard is it for SANFL clubs? I mean, you're on the board of the Eagles to keep good people like Sam. I know he's got a contract in place.
Yeah, correct, John. I think that is the biggest issue. We've seen it with I won't say the mention name, but the Nord coach a few years ago. They come in. It's more like a stepping stone for AFL. So we've got it really hard to say, all right, if you want to be an SANFL, we need you for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because obviously if you're only here for 1 year to get a grand final, get the finals to get on your resume, that's not going to work for us. So that is the hardest thing for all SANFL clubs at the moment, to try and keep the coach there for a few years.
I mean, I know with Mark Scott at Commonwealth, he's doing a magnificent job as well. Yes, I'm going to be biased, but like when Matthew Locken moved on to the Port Magpies at the start of last year, and you listen to Nick Chidwin, the president of the club, and he said Locken did it all right, kept him in the loop, but it was actually in his contract if an AFL job came up. And he got it. They wouldn't release it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it is a stepping stone, but it is getting difficult,
Very, very. They're no long term. I mean, Michael Godden was there 9 years, which is probably the longest. It's very unusual, and congratulations to going to Crows. I think he thoroughly deserved after 9 years at the Eagles, but that is the problem with SANFL at the moment. Or maybe VFL as well, but you need there to stay at least 4 or 5 years.
Very interesting to see who takes over from Roy Lee.
That's exactly right.
And what kind of coach they get, because I mean, as you said, because I mean, we were at Elizabeth the same day when my young Wayne Zane made his reserves debut, They've got some really good young kids out there.
I mean, you probably look at Thomas is probably the clear favourite at the moment, but he's an assistant coach at Port Adelaide now. You don't hope that's a stepping stone for AFL for Thomas. It may not, because obviously he's a legend of Central Districts, no doubt. His dad played out there as well.
Played against his dad.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We played state footy there.
Yeah. So that, it is hard, but look, I think like Sam Lonergan, now that he'll be around long, hopefully definitely a few more years. I think he's just got the young players coming through as well. So he's Cooper Gaffney and the Gaffney boys are coming through very young, eager and fit and hungry.
And your under-18s, after winning last year, top again?
They are. They're doing very well.
Chesty's done a great job with them.
Chesty, I think we've got one of the best junior programs. That's why we've been successful for so long in Chesty and Co. They're great. Darren Hams, he's our obviously Centre of Excellence manager. So it's, I think the way that they do that with boys at Clare Valley, they're our zone out there as well, so they do very good.
I don't know whether you know, but I'm going to claim this one. I actually coached Vinny Regolo. That's what makes him such a good background.
And the reserves coach, indeed. No, he's a great guy. He's passionate, Vinny.
Yeah,
Very passionate. Yeah.
Okay, finally for you.
This has been easy, actually. John, I thought you were going
You know that I go, now I'm not involved with Woody South and I don't have a club, although I'm probably putting my hand in the ring for a couple of coaching jobs again next year.
Yeah.
Passionate about the SANFL, always have been. Go and watch most weeks. I was at the Bay on Saturday to see what was probably the best game of SANFL footy I've seen for a long time between Glenelg and the Crows. The pressure was just immense.
Yeah.
Is the SANFL model sustainable? Now, I'll couch that by saying I'm in the minority who I genuinely believe having Adelaide and Port in the SANFL is healthy, and having a 10-team comp is healthy.
10
more of a club.
Yeah, well, it certainly is sustainable. I think it is growing, it's coming back again, if that makes sense. I think AFL is.
It's got 5,500 people at the moment. I know Eddie Betts played.
No,
there was 5,500 people at the moment.
Yeah. And then we've got like Sturt get 4,000s, and the Eagles we're growing each year. I think we had 3,000 there last Sunday. So it is. I think it took its hit, but then I think it's growing. I think AFL probably. They're probably making a few silly changes to the game. It's not quite right for the spectators. So I think a lot of coming back out to watch SANFL footy, which is good. The issue we have is obviously look quite right with Port and Crows. That I mean, obviously, just to give you one example, that the Eagles played yesterday, and obviously, what happens though today is that the Eagles boys will be on the tools at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the Crows boys will be having a massage and probably down the Henley having a recovery session. So that's what we're contending with at the moment. Is that sustainable? Look, it probably is, because obviously as soon as the Crows get a few injuries, it becomes more competitive for both sides then. But it's certainly SANFL, there was a long-term plan in place, which we've seen. I can't obviously give much more, but certainly a long-term plan to keep it sustainable. It has taken a hit, but I think it's all coming back now. So.
I look at it, I remember like you listen to, and I said this on the show last week as well, you listen to people like Graham Corns and Glenn Ross, who coach at SANFL level, and Cornsy would go, hey, Darcy, you're going back to Glenelg this week, and I want you to play centre forward. Then he ring up John Lawrence, the Glenelg coach, and go, hey, look, Darcy Evans coming back. I need you to play centre forward. And John Lawrence goes, well, hang on.
No, correct.
My centre forward played 6 last week, get stuff.
Yeah.
I'll put him where I want to put him because I've got a job to do as well. Whereas my attitude is that with the 2 AFL clubs having their own reserves team, they can play wherever they like. Sam Lonergan, for argument's sake, Mark Scott, Roy Laird, they can focus on their group and their reserves group.
Correct.
And you had the other ridiculous situation in those days where there was a bye. So again, Darcy ever told we need you to play SANFL. Well, Glenelg's my club, they've got the bye, so you get cleared to West Adelaide and play the reserves at West Adelaide for the week.
Yeah.
So this model now, I think, works for all those reasons. I understand, I do get the professionals versus the amateurs, but I do think that it's a healthy, because I look at Glenelg, like Glenelg went up and did another level on Saturday because they had to. And same with last week at Albion, they went up another level because they had to.
Yeah, but can you imagine, who played back pop for Glenelg last week? By the way, you got to play Eddie Betts tonight. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Well, thankfully, little bloke named Aaron Joseph running out.
Yeah, but there's a few challenges, no doubt. I think we are working through that. It's got to make it SANFL sustainable, but obviously, as I said about today, our boys will be on the tools at 7 o'clock. The blue collars, and then they will go up and obviously massage, recovery session. That we're working through that. Obviously, Port SANFL did it, that they can't play that third side of Port anymore.
Which helps.
That has definitely helped. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a break, so you're going to hang around.
Absolutely.
Darcy and I are going to talk AFL results on the weekend. Back soon.
Welcome to Spine Care Chiropractic. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to show you exactly what we do here at Spine Care. Our mission, to provide the best possible spine and nervous system assessment and care that we can.
At Spine Care, we see and care for people from all ages and walks of life. Our clients include young to middle-aged adults, newborn babies, toddlers, school-aged children, even grandparents and great-grandparents. Age is no barrier to improving your spinal health. And at Spine Care Chiropractic, we can help you discover a better, healthier you.
People come to Spine Care Chiropractic for many different reasons. Some seek relief from aches or pains, such as neck pain and headaches, lower back pain and sciatica, disc injuries. Others are looking for improved health, including greater flexibility, more energy, improved posture, or simply a better standard of health and well-being. Whatever your reason, be assured that Spine Care Chiropractors are here to help you achieve your individual health goal.
Our Spine Care practices provide the highest level of professional and friendly care and use the latest technology and equipment. Our modern clinics are child-friendly and are staffed by people who care about you and your family's health. Your journey towards better health starts with your very first visit. Your initial consultation is our chance to find out the best possible way that we can help you. Your thorough initial examination may include your health history along with orthopaedic, neurological, postural and range of motion examinations, as well as paraspinal nerve scan and x-ray for analysis. Your examination, scan and x-ray will allow us to know what's happening with your spine and nervous system. We will explain what these results mean for you and structure your chiropractic care so that you can start your journey towards feeling and functioning better.
To find out how we can help you, call your local Spine Care practice to make a time for your initial consultation and examination. We offer early morning and evening appointments for your convenience, and our friendly chiropractic assistants are here to help answer any questions you may have.
Welcome back. We're going to talk AFL. So Darcy, Friday night, Richmond just flexing their muscle.
JL, just at the right time, coming right at a good time, JL. I think they're just coming up nicely.
And they've got, they reckon Rance's on the track trainer again too.
Oh,
so, I mean, and the kid who took over from him, Grimes, has been fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to drop in.
No.
And so, yeah, unbelievable.
What you can do with medical stuff this day is just amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Big questions are going to be asked about Collingwood. Like, I mean, I know they went to West Coast a couple of weeks ago and they got over West Coast by a couple of points and they strangled them. But yeah, I still think there were issues at Collingwood. And like President Eddie, you know, I mean, I know you won't watch the shows, I don't care. His body language was Friday night.
Terrible. It was.
Terrible for someone who's the president of the club. You wouldn't expect that from Gert Slaven, you know. And even in our day with Ian Thornton, Swindler's Park.
No, he's always upbeat. Yeah, absolutely.
He was always upbeat. So you would have been happy on Saturday,
mate.
Did you get over there or not?
Did you go for you?
Great man. I was a Carlton man.
I knew that. I was going to send a message. That was all. But no, I'm a very one-eyed Carlton supporter. So yes, my my wife's 50th on Saturday night, and every Crows point that come in, I just had to remind them about who won. David T. We've got David T. there. So I'm just reading it. It's quite. It's pretty handy to do that. So, David T. Yes, he's. I don't know what David T's done out there. We don't mess around here. David T. He's done something out there that obviously Bolton couldn't. So what that is, it's like a wave of the magic wand. But that's just amazing what he's done.
You know, another one used to be on their board, and I was talking to him. Obviously retired, still a passionate member. I was talking to him yesterday, and there is a real groundswell of support to have Teague appointed full time. Again, none of the Crows lost. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Disappointing that. And what about Mr. Fagan up in Brisbane with David Noble? Another one of the Crows lost. Well, he's got David Noble with him, and I rate David Noble. David Noble was great for Glenelg. Played a couple of grand finals at Glenelg where Central stirred and Glenelg, there was only 2 kicks between the three of them all year, so anyone could have won it.
But yeah, what's he done between last year and this year? I was saying they've gone bottom as well as to it's in the top 4 now, and there's something that he's done that's just obviously turned it.
It's called playing.
Exactly.
It's called playing.
Because the team hasn't changed very much, and they're just absolutely kicking some butt, and it's great to see that happening as well.
It is. It's called playing. Players believe.
Yeah.
Players believe. So West Coast, it's just continuing on their merry way. Although with North Melbourne, I think they've got a point short. I know we had an interview with them last week, but I think that again he's done a great job. Young coach,
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, surprised a lot of people, but I think he's done a wonderful job. And you know, give some of these young blokes a chance, I reckon. Don't recycle the Scots and the Lions.
They've got the fire in the belly. They've taken the hit, and obviously the fire in the belly, chain freshen up. So I mean, unfortunately, Stuart Dew hasn't been able to do that. I mean, he was
not yet.
Not yet. I agree. That's what I was about to say. I think we'll see something special next year from Stuart.
Yeah. And you were thankful that you were in your current Footy Saturday night and didn't have to watch the GWS Port game.
Oh, that's quite funny to say that because everyone's watching on their phones. They're sort of watching the phone by point.
It was one of the worst games of AFL footy I've seen in a long time. Really, it was terrible. The skill level, I know it was cold, it was dewy, the skill level was terrible, but GWS, they won ugly. Which if you're going to win finals, you've got to win ugly. And I picked St Kilda to beat Melbourne, and they did. That's
2 weeks in a row, John. They sack a coach, they win the next 2 weeks in a row. That's just unbelievable.
Again, you talk to die-hard Carlton people. Bratton should never have been sacked there.
Yeah.
Right, he was on the right path.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Doing a good job. And he went to Hawthorn, and he'll get the St Kilda job. He's the one that will get recycled because
Because they thought Malthouse was going to be the saviour of that cup. Yeah. But I think he was just and what he's done for St Kilda last 2 weeks is amazing.
They didn't learn when they pointed paper. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And Bulldogs emphatic again. Luke Beveridge is another one. Young coach, good coach.
Absolutely.
Sad to see Dale Morris go down again.
Yeah.
That broke my heart.
Can't take a trick. Just cannot take a trick. Yeah.
I think that's the end for him, which is sad. Very, very sad.
And the knee, it's not as if he can come back after a few weeks with a knee like that.
And he's, 36, 37 now? So, very, very difficult. Questions must be asked, whether the Ross Lions going to stay at Fremantle?
Interesting. Very. I mean, this is his third club, probably fourth club now. He hasn't, still no grand final, played in many losing grand finals, but hasn't done what Fremantle thought he could do. He took his one grand final loss and he hasn't really gone that next step in winning one, so he's actually gone backwards if you look at it.
I watch AFL 360 religiously, listen to Nick Woodywop, they absolutely love him, but if you have a look, he left the St Kilda list as a disaster site.
He did.
He's going to do the same with Fremantle, but the aging list, not many coming through. Okay, they've got Brendan Cox, they've got a couple others, but not many coming through. But
No, correct.
And Sydney really challenged Geelong yesterday.
They did.
And
Geelong on top.
Yeah, class.
Yep.
Radical, he's gone. Yeah, if I was an AFL scout, I'd be going after him. I'd be going, son, come and play with us. He is a dead set jet, that boy. And Hawkins in his 250th. In the end it was comfortable, but for a long, long time, Sydney was very competitive.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
And you can see
why become the
well, yeah, but you see why they were appointed Longmire.
Absolutely. Come back to go 40 in, which he has. He went back quickly and he's gone 40 in quickly. So good on long way. He's a great coach, great player, everything. His passion for the game is centre of duty.
Absolutely. And the last game of the round, we just talked about Stuart Dew. Well, you saw a kid like that, Ben Knight up forward. Did you ever get?
No, I didn't see.
Because you would have been the Eagles.
Yes.
So, this kid, long, spindly hands, just clunking everything. Gold Coast really, at some stages made us look silly. And then Tim and Woody, Stringer played his best game for 3 years in Wales.
Yeah.
Started him in the middle, won clearances when they were down, really got them back in the game. And then Tim and Woody, his class at the end prevailed, just showing what a class act he is. Shield was very good, mirrored again, stood up after half time, after being quiet. But
gut wrenching for Stewie G. Absolute gut wrenching. You hit the lead with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Stu goes, mate, this is it. This is probably first and hopefully a few more to come, and then they go with about 30 seconds to go. Just you can see Dewey's heart saying everything, and he was a shattered man afterwards. So.
I still think he's on the right track with the kids he's got.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kids he's got, they might win another game this year with 4 to go, but the kids he's got, I think he's on the right track.
Yeah.
So, mate, we go to this week. Who do you think? North Melbourne, Hawthorn?
Oh, I'm going to go for Hawthorn.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hawthorn. I don't think Hawthorn will lose 2 in a row.
Just coming good now. So,
and they really lose in Tassie, which they did to Brisbane, but Brisbane are on top 4 side. Have to say that. Essendon and Port in Melbourne.
Nah, Essendon too good.
Too strong. Essendon too strong. Far too strong. Agree with that.
And they'll figure that year for Port. I reckon they'll be. Mathematically they can still make it, but I think that would just nail in the coffin if they lose this one.
I hate that term because it reminds me of Pythagoras' theorem. Mathematically we can still make it.
So I hate it too because I failed maths, so that's, exactly.
What a shocking name. Battle of the Bridge. GWS v Sydney in the Battle of the Bridge.
Bridge? Like one side of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, GWS, I think. We just talked about Sydney, how long way's gone right. I think GWS have just hit their straps again above that.
Yeah, same. I agree. GWS. Fremantle, Geelong. It's in Perth.
Geelong. A long shot, I think. It's going to be an easy, not comfortable. I think they respect them. I think Geelong got to respect that side. Fremantle, they're not doing too well for Fremantle, but respect them. But I think they're going to win by quite a bit.
And same as the next one, Melbourne, Richmond.
Oh, Richmond, yeah. Melbourne disappointed this year after prelim finals last year, and now the second final. So what happened there is anyone's guess, but you just don't turn around and come from up and top and bottom.
Richmond just warming up. Adelaide, St Kilda.
Well, St Kilda, this could be the 3 in a row that they could get to the beginning of the year. So I reckon I'm going for St Kilda, unfortunately, to my Adelaide supporters out there. I think maybe there's something Bolton's come in, and not Bolton, has come in and just turned something with the players, and obviously he's gone to go on to.
I'm going to go Adelaide because it's home. Geelong, Collingwood.
Geelong, look, I think.
Sorry, Gold Coast, Collingwood. Sorry.
Gold Coast, yeah, I think Collingwood, I think.
Yeah, I think Collingwood turned form. And Carlton, West Coast, mate.
You've got here, sorry, Darcy.
Yeah, sorry, Darcy. Yeah.
I'll read that before it comes up.
I'll pick the West Coast.
Sorry, Darcy, before you even got to
you're a passionate Carlton supporter. I'll pick West Coast.
I'm going to go for West Coast. This is going to be a cracking game. I think what Carlton do at the moment, this is going to be a ball terror game. I'm going to strap my seat on the day and on Sunday, but I'm going to go for Carlton, obviously, because I think, mate, can they do 4 in a row? Because they've done 3 in a row in 5 or 6 years. It was 4 in a row, mate. I think they're coming back.
That one and the last one, which is Western Bulldogs, Brisbane, 2 games of the round. And it's strange to have a side sitting 14th in Carlton in the game of the round against a side that's one of the favourites. But I think they are. I think Brisbane will beat Western Bulldogs only because it's in Brisbane. Yeah. But again, with Western Bulldogs playing the footy.
They are, certainly are.
Well, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk SANFL. Welcome back. So Darcy, SANFL. I was at the Bay.
Do you talk about 7-2-2? Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you.
That's all right. No, he was 7-2-2. He's on the board of the Eagles, I need to say that.
But
I'll let you know the secret. Our major sponsor is 722, yes. The 722 Bistro. Best Schnitzels on Paul Road.
Come on down.
How do I do?
That's excellent. I like it. So yes, the Eagles, that function, we can use it for function industry in here.
Yeah. Got a great. This is a great word for functions.
So happy hour most days, I think it is.
It is. Schnitzels $12.50 on a Monday night.
That's the one.
Burger and a pint of beer, $18.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. So I was at Geelong on Saturday. 5,000 people there. Oh, yeah.
You're a Ozsports.
Mate, we've won 4 premierships. I've been at 3 of them. I have a 75% record. Port supporters can't say that.
I think it's more than the 60s. You got the 73 grand final.
73, 85, yes. And I saw every losing one from 73 onwards as well. Been them all. So, any best 4 for the losers. Gibbs was very good. Gibbs got 4
it was the highest ball getter.
Yeah, Greenwood was very good. Jesse White's ex-Collingwood and Sydney, and he gives away inches, and you've seen this when playing Eagles, but he just competes. He's just so hard, just competes. So, 5,000 people there. Again, we talked about it earlier, Adelaide and Port need to be in this competition. We need to have a 10-team comp, and it was just amazing. But Glenelg consolidated the top spot. So,
they had coming from nowhere too. Who would have thought, if you said in February this year that Glenelg would be on top, I would have thought you're on drugs, but gee whiz, what they've done coming from out, they didn't make the finals last year, now they're on top. It's just a massive turnaround.
We won the last 6 last year, including beating the finalists. And so you can see that Mark Scott was on the right track. And it just, I was at round 1, the night game at Norwood, beautiful night, sat with one of the base umpires, and from my days I loved umpires.
We both did, mate. They were our favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. We should have won that. Lost by 5 points. And Norwood were up and down that stage. They've fallen off, but they're coming good again. But yeah, no, he's on the right track. I'm just hoping that there's something special. Being a lifelong Geelong supporter, there is something special about this group. Although Sturt are coming hard, Norwood is starting to flex their muscle.
Yeah.
Adelaide and Port are going to be very, very tough come finals time as well. Depending on how many AFL listed players are allowed to play and whether Port and Adelaide make the finals and they put people out for operations and that. That's always a factor.
No, they absolutely do. Yep.
It'd be interesting. All right, so Saturday also, West Adelaide played Centrals, and again, credit to, Roy Laird always been a favourite of mine as a coach.
Always regarded as one of the most successful coaches ever. I mean, but can you put him in the same line as the Odies? I don't think so, but he's still...
Different era, though.
Different era, exactly. But I think his win-loss ratios are just outstanding. The amount of grand finals he won in the 2000 era, so it was just impeccable. You can't beat it.
I'd be building a statue of him on the road. on that entrance, I'd be
played for him, coached him. They don't get money to do that.
Don't know anything to do that. One was What was the stat we got? 9 years running, and for 4 years running, something ridiculous like that. They didn't lose a final.
Exactly.
Amazing. Amazing. They were too strong for West Adelaide. Gavin Gold, ex-Eagles boy, he's on the right path at West Adelaide. They need to hang on to him. Because again, they've got a lot of kids. Their reserves are going okay. Their under 18s are in the five as well. Their under 18s second behind your Eagles. So they need to hang on to that. All right. But that puts West Eagles in a fight to avoid the wooden spoon. West Adelaide. There's a stat for you. Wooden spoon, Premier wooden spoon.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. I'm not sure that's happened. I don't know about that JL, but
went to the SANFL history page of that, and my mate Rob Laidlaw, who's coming up next week, he's a historian. He'll be able to tell me more about that. So if I don't have the answer by next week, I'm sure Rob will know the answer to that one, because as you know Rob as well. Very big history. Paul went to Lunga and beat South by 5 goals. Another Eagles boy coach in South Adelaide, and Woofer Wright.
Went to Henley too. He was appointed to Henley, but then they poached him not long after that.
He won the A2 flag with Henley, put him back in A1, and they poached him a while after that.
What happened?
Was it Brad Gotcha hockey? Went back to Melbourne, he's now a cup. South lost the last 4, so a bit of concern. And the last game, Norwood just did what Norwood do. Went well.
You got there, flex their muscle. That's exactly what they did, I think.
Exactly what they did.
North, 11 goals, gee whiz, they just flexed the muscle just at the right time. They're only 5th, but I think when you start winning by 11 goals, I know North are on the bottom, but they didn't do too badly the other week. They've won a couple of games for the last few weeks. I think they're on the right track, heading to the finals.
I think so too. And then, Sturt took on your mob at more.
Yes, it was disappointing, no doubt about that. But I think, as we said, Sturt were Class 8 still, there's no doubt about that. They took the challenge every time we hit them, they hit us again. So, but Sturt, they're a Class 8, they're sitting third, I think, maybe 4th or 3rd. So, class, and we just couldn't, every time we kicked one, they kicked 2. It was just that sort of a thing. But I think Eagles, we're just getting right to this year. I think next year you're going to see something special from us.
I think so too, having seen them a couple of times too. I was at the West Adelaide game as well. That's why I say Culver's on the right path.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So the ladder, Glenelg 25, Adelaide 21, Sturt and Port 20, Sturt third on percentage, Norwood 18, the Eagles and South 14, Central's 8, Westies 4 and North 2. I do think the 5's now set with 3 to play.
Unfortunately, I think that we're 2 behind Norwood, but I think if Norwood just having 1 more, that's it for us. So that's how it works. With 3 games to go.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing. Norwood would have to drop them 3. If they did,
that's right.
It'd be a long time since both grand finalists didn't make finals.
Absolutely, could be. Yeah.
So, but I said I do think it's going to be very again Pythagoras' theorem, mathematically possible, but highly unlikely.
Correct. Like Carmen's mathematically possible, we can get the finals.
Yeah.
Pythagoras' theorem, whatever it is.
Yeah, Pythagoras' theorem. Yeah. But your reserves and under 18s are going to play finals.
Absolutely, they will.
And of course. That was horrid on Saturday with the Glenelg reserves needing to win to get the finals against South. 5 goal up at half time and were outscored 10 goal to 1 goal.
Yeah, that hurts. That always does. Yeah.
Really it was almost like 2 sides swapped Guernseys in the reserve. So I went down there knowing Glenelg could make the finals. Did it. So Central South, ex-convenience oval. What's your tip?
Gee whiz, Centrals, they got, as you said, Roy Laird, his last few games as coach of Centrals, will they do, I think they'll do everything for him. I look South, I'm going for Centrals in this one, I'm going for a bit of an upset, I think.
Yeah, I'm going Centrals.
I think they're going to give just a little bit extra for, I know you don't say that, you don't say they're going to play for Laird, but I think they're just going to chop up that little bit more at home, pretty hard to beat at home sometimes as well.
I think so too, and South, I feel sorry for them, they lost 2 ruckmen.
The mid-season. It's shocking.
And that shouldn't be allowed in the mid-season draft.
Dead against it.
North Glenelg at Prospect.
Gee whiz, I think this is going to be a big game. Glenelg, they're on fire at the moment. They are just absolutely on fire. And is it a shock? Probably not. I think it does take a couple of years for a coach to get the team turned around. And this is exactly what happens after 2 years in Glenelg. We're killing it. They're strong. They're a class act. I think they're going to do North by quite a few 10 goals.
And then I'll start the minor premiership for them too, which is good because my niece turns 40 the first weekend in the finals, so if you're not going to buy, that suits me.
Yeah.
Port the Eagles on Sunday at Alberton.
Yeah, it's Sunday week.
Sunday week. Sorry, it is too.
Yeah, Sunday week. So just thought I'd bring that to Sunday week. So on a tough game, I reckon the Eagles will win this game. I know it's very hard to win at Alberton, but I think if Port, if they get a couple of injuries, it's going to deplete them. I think we should have our best side. We've got the bye this week, and we've got about 3 or 4 good players coming back. Bordy, our last year's best, and Ferris will be back. And we have Tumbas is back. He hasn't played for a few weeks, so get those sort of class players back. I think a full side strength will beat Port Adelaide.
I think you will too. And Woodville South under 18 to play North Haven in the curtain raiser.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
West Adelaide v Adelaide. I think Adelaide.
Oh, Adelaide by a good win there.
Yeah, sorry, Darren.
No, yeah. Big shaking heads over here on the.
And then this is going to be a
This is a match around, no doubt.
Yeah, Sturton Norwood and Peter Motley.
If they don't get over 5,000 this game, I think there's something wrong. Sturton Norwood, the arch rivals from years ago. Sturton getting 4,000. I think Norwood players will come down and watch a great game. I reckon only because it's a home one to go for Sturton.
That's the only reason I'm going to Sturton is because it's the home. I mean, arch rivals, they hate each other.
Oh,
They absolutely hate each other.
Exactly.
That's a bigger rivalry to me than the Sturton rivalry. All right, we'll take a break from 722, our major sponsor. All right, and when we come back, we'll talk Adelaide Footy League.
Glenelg faithful have put up with a fair bit the past few years. Glenelg have made finals in 8 years, I think now. The boys have a lot of belief in the direction we're going. I think 2019 holds a big year for us.
2018 was clearly disappointing to miss the finals for only the second time in the last 20 years. We're a proud football club and we want to do better.
We're really keen and excited to try and win a premiership. That's why we exist, to win a premiership. Of course, South Adelaide Footy Club hasn't done that since 1964. We are super excited to be the group that actually changes that this year.
We want to achieve something this year as a whole, and we've set ourselves up over the summer to be able to achieve that.
We take a lot of confidence going in towards 2019. We won 13 or 14 in a row and we were probably the best team all year. Hopefully we can go back to that sort of footy in 2019 and it will be hard to beat again, I think.
I don't think anyone here were happy with the way the year ended, and the boys are all ready and are ready to put pre-season behind us and start playing.
2018 was a bit disappointing because we were aiming to get into finals and fell short. There's a big hunger to win the flag like we did in 2015. Hopefully we can have that success again.
Any year you don't win the premiership's disappointing. Our goal every year is to go all the way, so if you don't do that, obviously it's a failure. So we're looking forward to 2019.
As a football club, we don't want to be winning one game in a season when we've got such a rich history of winning grand finals. So to get back to the finals and then to win it, that's just what should come with hard work.
The Roosters are the 2018 stars of the SANFL competition.
We're probably more the hunted now, but I know that our team will still be hunting and striving for that second flag.
Really excited for the year ahead.
We're setting our sights on a big 2019.
We're always ready.
It's a pretty special comp.
We're fit, we're strong, we're ready to win.
The team's really looking forward to 2019. The Magpies are definitely ready for 2019.
The Eagles are ready for 2019, don't worry.
We're overweighting, let's get started and let's start playing.
Welcome back. So Darcy and I are going to now talk the Adelaide Footy League, where we both played a lot of footy at Flinders Park. I also played at Henley. Do you know that I played one game with a 50-year-old in the C grade at Woody South?
Oh, you didn't?
I did. My two boys in my second marriage missed it. They were so disappointed.
Dear.
I was coaching the C grade, I was president. I lost 3 blokes on Saturday morning, game in 19. So I activated myself to be the 20th man. One guy didn't turn up and stuffed me drunk. 10 minutes in, someone else in place. So I wheeled myself out to full forward, playing Scotch at Unley, and it bucketed down all day. But a bit of fun. So the Div 1 ladder, PAC, 12 wins.
Wild school, absolutely.
Going well. Payne and Ross Trevor, 10 wins, going real well as well. St Peter's and Goody Saints 7 wins. Port Districts are they're going okay.
Yeah.
First year back. Port Districts and Brighton are on 6 wins, and then we get to the bottom 3. Adelaide Uni with 5 wins. Tetra Gully have 4 wins and a draw. And Henley have 2 wins, sorry, I think Henley? Yeah, 3 wins.
3 wins, that just pops up.
It just pops up.
Clever how that works.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah, that's our teleprompter. He's a clever man. He's a clever man, Mr. Andrews.
But as we look at Adelaide Uni, they're like, between Teacher going out of Uni, Adelaide Uni could find themselves back in Div 2 again, the second time in 110 years, whatever it is. So Teacher going there, I mean, you've got to feel sorry for them. The grand finalists last year, they lost 9 players from that grand final side in one hit, so that's just depleted their pay grade side. And the coach, so we're so sorry for them. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, PAC finished top, you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. If PAC play Payton, we'll have 2 ex-Magarey medalists coaching against each other.
We will.
Blackwell and McIntosh.
Yes, exactly.
Little known stat. And that would be a long time since that happened, or if at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So Rox and Payne will fight for a home final. St Peter's winning, jumped from 7th to 4th.
That did too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's how close the competition was. Great for the competition. Apart from the bottom 3, but between 7th and top is so close at the moment.
Yeah. And 4 teams can still finish 4th and 5th. It's still my love them. I like Memory Henley, and unfortunately they're going to get relegated. 4 games to go. They've got a tough draw. They've got PAC this week. Admittedly, it's on Henley's deck, but I just can't see them winning enough or doing enough to get out of the relegation zone. They've had a horrible year, sadly. And yet, again, they're being C-graded both in the final.
Yeah, that's right.
They're under 18s around the mark as well, so who knows. But it'll be interesting, as you just said, Uni or Tetra Gully, the second time in over 100 years, Uni being down.
That's exactly.
So that'll be interesting. So this week, Brighton return home to play St Peter's. I think St Peter's will win that.
I think so. Brighton have been a little tad disappointed come up from Division 2, so I think in St Peter's, you said they're in 4th spot. They're not going to lose this one because they're in the 4th now. They're going to stay there for the finals, and obviously we're going to win by quite a bit.
And there's still a chance to get a double chance.
Absolutely.
If they keep winning.
It's just how close this competition is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Goodwood Saints return home to play Rocks.
Rocks way too strong.
Rocks way too strong. And the next one's the same. Henley PAC.
Top versus bottom, basically, so it'd be PAC. PAC convinced, I like that.
Yeah, you like that? It's almost like we colluded. If it buckets down Henley or a chance, I think they'll get run off their legs. Port District's Tetra Gully, Port District's at home.
Yeah,
and
long way to travel.
They can't afford to drop this Port Districts.
No, they really can't. Exactly, they can't. If they drop one, the chance to miss the finals by, I think they'll be 2 out of 5. I think roughly when it's looking at the table of the day. So
keep the chance alive. Yeah. And then Adelaide Uni, and this will be an interesting one too.
They're very slow now.
Adelaide Uni beat Payne.
Well, danger for Adelaide Uni. They could lose. They most likely lose the Payne. They're sitting second. Payne. If they lose, gee whiz, that's on thin edge. Adelaide Uni for getting relegated.
I think the wide open spaces of Uni's ground.
Correct.
McIntosh sets up a really good running game. If you've ever seen any of the Payne side play to him, I think Payne by plenty. Make no apologies, so much. Uni have been with Henley probably the biggest disappointment this year, and then Brighton are close third. And that's what it is. So the Division 2 ladder, Kane Stewart's Hunley, 11 wins and a draw. Sacred Heart are coming hard, and so are Atherton. They've got 11 wins. Salisbury North, 9 wins and 2 draws, and I don't know about Salisbury North. They haven't got the depth. They get a few injuries and they're in trouble, but they look like playing finals. Ramblers first year up have done really, really well coming up from Division 3, 7 wins and a draw. Foss have got 7 wins and will avoid relegation. Broadview have been disappointing in my eyes.
They have this year. They all promised last year, and they just one of those teams that had all the promise and they've dropped back. I don't think they lost any players from what I can remember.
Scotch got out of the relegation zone. Following to the draw, I actually picked that. And Scotch Modbury had as a game of the round last week, which it was. Modbury got 4 wins, and Gaze have been very disappointing under Jarman. I think Jarman's time's up. I think Andrew's time's up. They don't want to win a draw, and I can't see him being reappointed.
No, I just don't. They've got the players, I think. I think they've got the players. They've got the. I can't remember the name, sorry, but they've certainly got the players. That Ruckman that's been there for years and years. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing untoward to say why they're on the bottom with just the 1 win. I think they should be at least probably you reckon in 5th or 6th, midway, but very disappointing.
True story with Sean McGregor. Rod Hill and I'd cut him at Hamlin.
Oh, is that right?
That's one of the few we got wrong.
Yeah.
So there's one point between the top three, because only were upset at Alceston, although they're not really upset. Alceston plays good footy.
Yeah, they are.
And very, very hard to beat out there, and Chadchin's got them humming along nicely. Silver North have finished 4th. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Particularly now, although as I said, they haven't got the depth. They may struggle come finals time, because it goes up a tempo if they've got a couple of injuries. I think they're in a bit of trouble. Look, if I'm wrong, I apologise to the Silver North supporters, but that's just the way that I said.
Yeah.
Second, Foss Broadview fight out 5th. I think a bit hard for Broadview to get there from here though.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. As I said, they've been disappointing, so...
and they had a new coach this year too, didn't they?
They did.
Sean Jackson and Baz moved on.
What happened to Sean Jackson? So quietly just out, and that's...
and Chubba went with him. Our mate Chubba. Another good Flinders Park boy.
He doesn't know the handball, but that's okay.
Never handball. But Scotch's win should ensure that Modbury and Gaza are sent to Division 3. Modbury again being very disappointing. So Foss Broadview at Foss, game of the round I think, but I think Broadview.
Oh, definitely. No, Foss.
Foss.
Your club rooms down there, beautiful new club rooms.
I took my partner Margaret, took her out to dinner down at what we knew as Lenny's.
That's right, we took Karen for our first date. I met her for this park tour on the first day at Lenny's. God, that's years ago now.
I was there.
You probably were too.
Yeah. So Broadview got this up for out of contention. I think Foss too strong, and Foss plays good footy. Only top of the table. Kate Stewart's done a great job there. Took over from Andrew Underwood. Playing Salisbury North and only just talking about Salisbury North, lack of depth. Only play that ground.
They do.
They play that ground. One of the few grounds that runs east-west, north south.
That's one of them. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, kicked 10 goals one day.
Did you?
Yeah, actually twice. Once at Henley, once at Flinders Park.
I remember the one at Flinders Park.
Yeah, still didn't play a final there. Not that I'm bitter. Not that I'm bitter. But Salisbury North did kick 20 goals Saturday. I mean, I know they played one of the bottom sides, but you can only beat...
you've got to get down there first, exactly.
And to kick 22 goals this time of year means you go okay. Gazer Seaton and Gazer, again, Seaton was too strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just cannot see Seaton dropping this one. Gazer only having the 1 minute draw. Really
Seaton's they're too fast and fit. But look at what Chesley's just on. He's their best and fairest this year, I reckon. So
Seaton?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Luke Watcher, he's been best players most weeks. He's fit as, I think everyone's followed him as well, so I think he's seen quite a bit.
I mean, hats off to Seaton too, because after getting to finals and not getting the chocolates for years, they've
they missed out. How many grand finals they play without a win? That's I think they get there and they just lose the grand final.
Or out in straight sets. Finally got there 1-1 and they got up and got on a go. Scotch Atherton, it's at Scotch. Picking Atherton, but again, no real conviction because Scotch may get another scout.
Yeah, they may, absolutely.
Been on their deck.
This is a tough one to call actually. This is an on the day one because they've both been pretty up and down on the day. It's not something they're consistent, but they just lose the bottom sides and beat top sides, both of them.
And you know as well, Scotch's ground is very hard to play.
It is.
They play that so well and have for years.
Miles out there.
Doesn't matter who coaches them, doesn't matter what they're doing, they play really well. Sacred Heart, Modbury, no contest. Sacred Heart.
Correct.
We'll go to Division 3, where our beloved Flinders Park are. So Kelowna have 12 wins. Old Eagles and North Haven both have 11 wins. You know the stat with Old Eagles when they played Flinders Park? They didn't kick a goal till the third quarter.
They did, correct. I did know that.
0-15 and then 1-15.
I did see that. There was no window. There was nothing different than any other day.
Bizarre game. Flinders Park 10 wins and a draw. Golden Grove have 9 wins and a draw. The Golden Grove have done alright actually.
They have. We lost to Golden Grove last week and that dropped us from second down to fourth. It is. I know. Not a good time.
Yeah. Portland have 7 wins and a draw. Westminster have 7 wins. Westminster have done okay again. New coach this year. For mine, Plimpton have been disappointing. That's a club I have a healthy respect for. Johnny Wills and Plimpton, but I think they've been disappointing this year. They're 4 wins and a draw. Okay, they won't get relegated. The bottom 2 are going to get relegated here, which Morphy Park's another one being disappointed. Second, third year in from the Southern League. And again, Jack's around coaching him. So, and Jets Cross one win.
Yeah, Jets Cross, they were in Div 1 for many, many years, and years gone by, with 70s, 80s and 90s, they were Div 1, they were strong, and then, they're relegated Div 4 now, so it's disappointing.
And it's going to be a hard road back for them, I think, too, because they've got a good junior under-18 program, but they don't have a lot of depth.
Because you've got stuff there, you've got Tinchugatti, you've got Mobbery, you've got these other clubs, I suppose they're a little bit up the road, but still they're around that area where they think, okay, then in Div 4, let's go play Div 1 or 2 footy.
Exactly. And I know a lot of guys went over to Green Acres from Jets Cross and come back, but I think Adam Vittler's days are numbered at Jets Cross. Okay, so Old Iggy's upset Glenunga.
That's the upset of the year, that
it was.
Gee whiz.
And it jumped second on percentage. And Golden Grove beat the Flinders Park.
Yeah, that was another. I think Dave Keller was shattered that night. He obviously shattered. He was obviously second or fourth in a matter of one game, and I think it's a game even though it was out there. No, it was at home. Sorry, it was at home. Sorry, it was at home. And he said, "Mate, that's one we just should have won to cement second spot for double chance, and we didn't."
Yeah, so it makes it hard for them to get a double chance then.
It does.
Yeah, with 3 to play because I was having a look at the whole round, and Morphy Park's Chips Cross will be relegated. For mine, Plimpton have been the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And Morphy Park's play second. Golden Grove, Plimpton and Golden Grove by plenty. Yeah. They don't lose home.
No, agree.
They don't lose home. The second game, Old Iggy's Flinders Park.
Oh dear. No, Flinders Park. It's going to be a beautiful over with the Old Iggy's playing now. It's a crush, hasn't it? The new one. So, the Flinders Park. I know it's a cliche that John, you say we have to win, but we got dropped from second to fourth. Yeah. You want that double chance. I think if we lose this against Old Iggy's, well, I think we say, well, do we deserve second or third spot? Probably not.
I'm going to call Old Iggy's by 4 points. Because I think it's a game around.
Absolutely.
Absolutely game around. And be a good, but might just sneak out there Saturday, depending whether I'm allowed to. No, that's not true. That's not true. Morphy Park's Chips Cross, loser will finish bottom.
No, exactly, yeah. Well, I'm not for Morphy Park.
Only because it's home. Yeah. Now this one will be really interesting. This is North Haven Glenunga. Because it's in North Haven, and that's another tough place to play footy.
It is shocking down there. Shocking. Is it shocking or it's so open? It's by the beach. It's windy. It's in the middle of absolute. There's nothing to protect it from anywhere. So I think Glenunga are going to come back with a vengeance after that loss last week.
I think they will too. But 1 play 3. Don't be surprised if North Haven get up. I'll pick Glenunga, but with absolutely no conviction. No conviction whatsoever. Because North Haven really lives at home. They know how to play that ground very, very well. It is open, but who knows? In the last game of the round, we got Portland. Portland are back at home and they're playing Westminster. Again, this should be a good game for even though neither can make the final.
No, that's right. Again, Portland in Div 1, 4 or 5 years ago? Div 2 and Div 3. They've been a bit. Yes, I think since he left, they've sort of gone down. But Westminster, they went from Div 5 to Div 3 in a matter of 3 or 4 years as well. So that's right. So again, they can't win finals. They can't get relegated. So it's sort of nothing sort of a game actually. But I'm going to go for Westminster because they beat Flinders Park earlier in the year. I think they've got a better running side, stronger. The names I just can't elude me at the moment. But that centre half forward guy is a strong kicker.
I'm going Westminster as well. This is interesting. Even though the file's pretty set, every single game in this round has a bearing on finals places.
Does it please take a break?
We're going to go to a break. All right, we've been told to go to a break. We'll go to a break. When we come back, we'll do Division 4.
Correct. So you're 17-2, the licensed club premises of the Eagles Footy Club, so come on down, $15 city, great chips and a salad bar, come on down, best news in Adelaide.
And our major sponsors. So Smosh got 4 wins, CBC 11 wins, Edwardstown 9 wins, Woody South, Mitcham and Kilburn 8 wins, Walkerville 7 wins, Pembroke and Paraka have 5 wins and a draw, and then the bottom side, Kernelight Gardens, has 2 wins. This is Division 4. You like to
come around.
See, we're a professional outfit.
Correct, exactly. I'm just sort of ready.
So the mountain's coming to you from where, Darcy? Where are we?
But we call this the Morgan Cox round.
Yep.
Because my daughter's dating Morgan Cox, so he plays for Smosh West Lakes, their best and first winner last year, so it's Morgan Cox round. G'day Morgan, he just come back from a boys' trip to Melbourne last weekend.
Oh, okay. He won't be doing that much longer.
No, Team loves the footy as well, but he just had his appendix out a few weeks ago, so he hasn't played for a number of weeks, but he's back this week, so.
So the top 2 are set, but I don't know who's going to finish top, whether it be Smosh or CBC. CBC done really well.
Oh, they're both, I think both of these, they're the grand final. For me, in my opinion, they're both in the grand final.
Oh,
good to go.
Correct. There's one win between 4th and 7th.
Yeah.
Well, see, and Pembroke or Paraka could get relegated with Kernelight Gardens. I feel sorry for Kernelight Gardens. That's another club I have a healthy respect for.
They come up and make it straight back down.
Yeah. Good to see Woody South consolidate. Combined 9 years at Woody South, there was only 1 year where we either didn't play in a grand final or get relegated. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like every time.
I remember we went from Division 6 to Division 1, and then it went straight back down and then came back up again.
So then I got involved and that's what it is. So Kilburn, Edwardstown, at Kilburn, tough place to play footy.
Oh, Kilburn. I think this is at Kilburn. I know Edwardstown doing okay. I think Kilburn, they've had up and down year 2. They again lose the bottom sides, win the top sides. So look, I'm going to go for Kilburn.
Yeah, I think I'll go Kilburn as well, because Edwardstown dropped the last 2. Kilburn kicked 24 goals at Kernelight Gardens on the weekend. Now, I know Kernelight Gardens are bottom. They did knock off Woody South when Woody South was sitting second. But I have absolutely no conviction in picking Kilburn, given the result. I was going to go Edwardstown, I will admit, but I've changed the tip after Kilburn kicking 24 on the weekend. But it's one of several great games we've got in Division 4. The beauty of Division 4 is that we really do have some good games of footy in this round this week.
Yeah.
So what else have we got this week? Okay, CBC Smosh 1 play 2.
Oh, this is match of the round. This is the grand final. I reckon this is going to be a preview of the grand final. So at CBC, right there in the Parklands, smallish oval compared to Smosh. Gee whiz. Toss the corner here. I would toss the corner here. I reckon if it's going to be Smosh, it's by a point, I reckon. But this is going to be a ball terror game.
I've got a foot in both camps. So I played a handful of games at CBC after I left Flinders Park. And Smosh's ground is where the baseball club is.
It is.
So
nice to play for SANFL Park, believe it or not, back in the juniors. That was when they were SANFL Park. Was showing my age big time here.
A long time ago. Yeah. No conviction. I'll go Smosh, but no conviction. Now, it won't be surprised CBC get up because that is going to be an amazing game of footy. Pembroke, Kernelight Gardens.
Tossing the coin with all of these. I've got a soft spot for Pembroke. I think if Evans can kick 5, and he hasn't kicked many this year, I think he has 5. If he can kick 5 to get him, just to give that little extra push, I reckon Pembroke this week.
Well, I'll go Pembroke because they need to win it to avoid relegation.
Correct. Absolutely.
They win that. They should have done enough with 3 to play. Woodford South, Mitcham at Woody South.
I think it was at Woody South. Mitcham doing okay, but I think at Woody South they're just too good.
Well, Woody South beat Mitcham earlier in the year up at Mitcham, and I think Woody South at home will make it 3 in a row. Again, Adam Clifford's got them playing really good appointment, that one.
They're young. They're a very young side too. Very young side. Sammy Carmichaels and I think there's a few others that just only a couple of years out of school. They all play together. All play for juniors together. Now they're all grown together and playing seniors. And I think, as you said, Clifford's got them just right. These young fellas to move in the future.
I better mention the president's son, Darryl Binion's son, Paddy.
Oh yes, class and with my daughter, so exactly.
Yeah, Walkerville, Paraka, Walkerville, no, Paraka.
Agree.
I think, Mr. Henley Footy Club looking for a A-grade women's coach for next year. I've actually applied for this.
Why not?
Yeah, so...
We coached I coached the under-16s, you coached the under-18s the same year.
Yeah, Dylan,
I won the grand final, you didn't join us.
Remember we kicked 1 goal on that third quarter?
Two.
Never recovered from that.
No, that was shadow stuff.
David Brotherton had 30 touches in a losing grand final. Amazing.
I reckon he played under-18s for about 8 years.
Yeah, well, he was in all that, but he was tough.
He was
the toughest team, David Brotherton. Yeah, so again, we've got it up on our website. They've got a great junior program, Henley, with their junior.
Oh, they've had that for 50 years now.
Yeah,
their junior program is down there.
And the women's are going well as well. Matt Cutler, the coaches, and that. You know, they've got people like Maddie Robin and another export player involved with the juniors out there. Daniel Robin's running it, Maddie Robin's wife, so you can contact her. Yep. They've only got daughters, so they're right into it. Applications do close for that one this Wednesday, the 31st of July, for the coaching roles, and they're looking for players as well. But they're really going hard at this, big push. Woody South are another club. My mate Peter Johnson, I spent 9 years at Woody South working with Pete. He's got a big push on to get a women's side up for next year as well. So you can contact Pete at pete@adfelt.com.au or ring the club. And you can find Pete's contact number on the Amateur League site. He's the footy director at Woody South. So hopefully both of these sides will get women's sides up next year.
Yeah, good luck to them. Yeah, good luck, absolutely. So it's the fastest growing sport. Seriously, my daughter plays at Flinders Park, and they played. I thought the A's played. They played Saturday night, so I thought, well, the A's played. Everyone go, but the A's stay around, and the crowd is amazing to support the girls as well. So they do hang around. Friday nights there's a big crowd there, so it's, and the girls love it. They absolutely love it. It's like the boys play a drink after the game and they get together, and it's such a fantastic atmosphere and fantastic for the girls as well.
I think this is going to save some of the clubs.
Totally.
Particularly if they play it Saturday night, because I mean, there's going to be more and more Thursday night games at Adelaide Oval with the AFL.
True.
Because the AFL don't really care about the SANFL or amateur league clubs.
100%, John.
And so players now don't train Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because they'll go and watch Adelaide Oval. Or if they do train Thursday night, they won't come in for a beer and a meal. They're gone because they're going home and watch the footy.
Yeah.
So if clubs can start doing things like this, getting women's sides, playing on Saturday night, having people hang around from both sides. And I don't know from my final years at Woody South when we had the Masters play Saturday night, both sides would come in and have a meal.
Absolutely.
And the joint was jumping.
Yep.
Yeah, the joint was jumping. You have a guy sitting in the corner, with a guitar, or you and I doing karaoke, which would be an incentive. And it's a win all round. So I think that, and I do think more and more clubs are looking at this. I know Smosh West Lakes, because that's where the Racewell Club is, Racewell Club, have got a grant for new change rooms.
So they should.
Yeah.
No, the change rooms, I think they've done inside. The changes haven't. When I played juniors out there in 81, 82, they haven't changed a bit.
No, they're building around me. So it's good, and they're going to put something in the far car park and something else in as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a win. I know Morphy Parks and Morphy Parks have got a great women's program. They've got a massive grant. As you mentioned earlier, Foss Camden have just done theirs. So hopefully the amateur league clubs will actually start to go with this, and we'll get traction on this. Yeah. Okay, so the Red League Cup. Remember Sean Kemp interviewed Sean Kemp?
I did. I got a message from last night. He wants to cut pictures from the Park days by coaching under 16. So
he was in that premiership side, wasn't he?
Unfortunately, he was playing under 15s that year, so I picked my under 16s first. He did play a few games, but because I chose the under 16 players first.
Yep. He does a lot of work with the Red League Cup, and it's on this Sunday from 1 p.m. I'm actually volunteering at it. Sacrifice and go and see Glenelg beat North with a bit late. But I don't mind, because it's a really, really good cause. It's the rock gods versus the media gods, for want of a better term, the Rocketeers versus the Mud Dogs or something like that. So very, very good. And really worthy cause. Money goes to help disadvantaged people. They did play night last night. Sean told me that was really, really successful. So fingers crossed we'll get a big crowd there. Gold coin donation at Cooper Stadium. And good on Norwood as well for allowing us to go. So I've got to give credit to to Norwood Footy Club as well for allowing this event to happen.
Absolutely,
Because obviously they would have had to go on the SANFL to make sure they're playing away this weekend or got the bye this weekend, and allowing the Reading Cup from 1 o'clock on Sunday. So really looking forward to that. And I'll give a report next Monday night on the best players, who were the best on the ground, who signed most autographs, etc. I'll make sure we do all that next Monday. So we're going to the silliness. You've got to know this.
I read that off. What's coming up, John? Should I be worried again?
Absolutely.
Why do commentators insist? Why do commentators insist on saying things like?
You can speed it up a bit, Darren.
And I quote Matthew. This will be for Matthew Richardson. Oh, you did see.
Yeah.
In Saturday's St Kilda versus Melbourne, Bruce is saying, giving me a chance to compete. Number two, sorry. Against St Kilda versus Melbourne, they must have put Cumin in the water. As the commentator declared, this game had some spice in it.
Think about it.
You say that? Oh, you can. We don't care. It's going to upset someone. Sydney versus Geelong. Tim Kelly just hit the scoreboard. They didn't elaborate whether he broke his hand. Oh, John, these are bad dad jokes, I think. Further, can we stop nonsense, please, commentators? GWS, Captain Phil Davies did special comments on Channel 7 Sunday 4, Sydney Geelong. Was asked to come September, where would GWS prefer to play Geelong? At the MCG or Gumba?
Yeah.
Gumba Stadium.
Yeah.
What do you think he would say, as you never give opposition the fodder this time of year? Brian Taylor.
Yeah, it was Brian Taylor. Brian Taylor, seriously, in my eyes, needs his pension off in Basel.
You've got that too. Yeah, too. Ah, dear. You go.
Yeah. Okay, comment. So there was a heap of people at Geelong on Saturday, I've alluded to. I was there to watch Eddie Betts, and he did not disappoint. He kicked 4 goals on a losing side. He's a class act. The kids just loved him. He signed autographs after the game. He's still got plenty of offer. Fantastic. Also, congratulations to bounding out by Dylan Lee, who replaced Wilfred Young. I reckon this is magic. Eleni Luftus, after she umpired the Carlton Adelaide game in the centre of the ground. Eleni's an ex-Adelaide girl.
I'm glad Dad she said yes. I mean,
yeah,
said no.
Yeah. The only disappointing thing for me is it should have been done after Carlton kicked a goal. At least Adelaide would have had something to celebrate. Whatever it is, way. But seriously, congratulations to Eleni and Dylan. It's just a magic moment. Show the human side of football.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Alright, so don't forget our 722 competition. Come in for a snitty, come in for a hamburger, come in for some chips, some wedges, whatever it is. Take a photo. CB, hashtag CB19, pop it up there. Pop it up on the 722 Facebook page as well, or their website, and our last game after the AFL Grand Final, we will draw a winner at random. You know, I know that Rob Fisher and my mate Nate Tressida both enjoyed their pieces from Bella Vita. Alright, they have specials every day here, as Darcy said earlier, and I can strongly recommend the schnitzels and the burgers. Okay, again, thanks to our sponsors, 722, Bella Vita Pizzeria. You want a good pizza, mate? Take care of it there.
Yeah. That's next 51st, I'll take it there.
Spine Care Chiropractor. And remember, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. So on behalf of Darren Andrews, our executive producer, Matthew Lynch, our cameraman, who's got a haircut, Darcy Evans and myself, John Lawrence, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Darcy.
Thanks, John.
Mate. Bye for now.